What's good, everybody? So as we all know, unfortunately this weekend, JDM, our boy, got caught with CP, got caught with a little bit of CP, a little bit of Carlos Prates this weekend. And if you've been in any comment section anywhere, Instagram, YouTube, fucking Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, LinkedIn, bruh, you've seen this phrase, just how good is Ian Garry? This is a guy that's universally hated almost by all UFC fans. Like, if you don't hate Ian Garry, you're either a contrarian, like you just like to piss people off, you like to rage bait people, or you're Irish and you just have to like this guy. But just seeing what he did, like what Prates did to JDM, and then what Ian Garry was able to do to JDM, and how Ian Garry performed in all his other matchups, we just have to start asking the question, does Ian Garry actually deserve our respect? Before we get into glazing this man, let's start off with why we hate Ian Garry. Now, there's a lot of reasons. I've only put a couple here, and if you know, you know, alright? First, let's start off with the statistics. The rumors. If you guys don't know the rumors regarding Ian Garry, surrounding him, his family, his wife, his nutritionist, let me fill you in real quick, alright? So Ian Garry started off his career, regular fella, he was eating his meats, eating his veggies, eating his rice, I assume. And then he started dating this woman, 10 years older than him. She's written a book back in the day of how to be a hag, which is like a woman, or a wag, like a woman dating an athlete or something. It's like how to get rich by dating an athlete. And then a couple years later, she started going with Ian Garry, who was super young, like way younger than her. And it was just a little weird, already right off the bat, that's a bit strange. And then on top of that, she was married in the past. She had a husband, now an ex-husband. And that ex-husband ended up being Ian Garry's nutritionist. Alright? So that's already a little weird, because why is the guy in charge of your nutrition your woman's ex-husband? Alright? We're already going a little bit weird. We're getting into a gray area. And then worst of all, it was found out that, the nutritionist lives with them, just hangs out with them. Ian Garry took his wife's last name, Machado, and I'm not sure if Machado is his wife's last name or if it was the ex-husband's last name. That would be really like the icing on the cake. But yeah, man, like all of these things combined, they've just given Ian Garry the mystique, if you can even call it that, of being a cuck, and that's why I've portrayed him here with his chair. So yes, the rumors do refer to him being a cuck. On top of that, Ian Garry's fucking annoying as shit. His interviews are annoying. The way he fucking talks are annoying. The things he says in the press conferences are annoying, the things he does, even in the fight, when he was fighting, who was it? Was it fucking Neil Magny? Accusing Neil Magny of being like a bad father, was trying to sell that fight as him beating like a child abuser. Bro, we fuck with Neil Magny, bro, we don't care. Like, if he was dead ass a child abuser, like on some John Jones shit, fuck John Jones, by the way, we'd know about it. Like, we'd all be hating on Neil Magny, but this guy just took it like 3 levels ahead. Just trying to sell the fight for no reason, bro. Just fight Neil Magny. Alright? Just fight Neil Magny, get the shit over with. He wants to be Conor McGregor. Now, this is something that, of course, we have to criticize, but again, almost everyone in the UFC who has like some sort of persona or is putting on some sort of show on purpose, all of them are inspired by Conor McGregor. Like, that, it gets to a point where you can't ask anything else of these guys, bro. Conor McGregor was the biggest thing that's ever happened to the UFC. We can't really ask for them to be like, yeah, don't be inspired by the fucking GOAT moneymaker, alright? And then lastly, he's boring sometimes, especially after hopping on the vegan diet. He's lost a lot of his finishing ability. It seems like, I don't know if it's he's fighting like higher level competition, he's become a little bit more tactical, he's on the vegan diet, maybe a combination of all three, but he does have sometimes a couple boring performances. He is known to wrestle fuck guys that are generally strikers. We're going to talk about some of the matchups later on. But yeah, these are the reasons why we hate Ian Garry. But let's move on to what we're here to talk about. Does he deserve life, bruh? Does Ian Garry deserve our respect? Does he deserve to be alive tomorrow? Let's talk first about some statistics, alright? Statistics, he's 17-1-0. This is crazy. Alright, if you really take this record into retrospective, bro, this is, you take away the loss to Shavkat, this is Ilya's record. Right? Because Ilya's 17-0 right now. He's going to be 18-0. And he's been fighting way better competition than Ilya. This guy came up, was fighting in amateurs and Cage Warriors, and then went and just fought immediately in Cage Warriors. Like, he wasn't in no Goo Goo Gaga ass promotion, no Baby Shark. He wasn't in no bare knuckle ass. Like, he wasn't doing no bullshit. He fought in Cage Warriors, great promotion. It's produced Paddy Pimblett. I think it produced Conor McGregor, if I'm not wrong. Ilya came from that as well. he went from Cage Warriors to the UFC directly, unbeaten in Cage Warriors, unbeaten in the UFC until he filled in on short notice. We're going to talk about the matchups in a second. He beats top guys. He only really fights top guys. He had, like, in his career, a 50% finish rate, given that's mostly against jobbers back in the day. But still, bro, a 50% finish rate is a 50% finish rate. That's pretty good. Of course, now we have guys like Prates. We have guys like fucking Shavkat, the GOAT. These guys have, like, near 100% finish rates in their wins. But, bro, this guy was undefeated, 50% finish rate. That's elite. Very elite. And lastly, 7 of his 7 opponents, you know, you check his topology, all 7 of his last opponents were ranked. They were ranked, or they either are ranked right now. He fought fucking D-Rod. He fought fucking Magny, who was ranked when he fought him. He fought Jeff Neal. Crazy. Like, all ranked guys. Yes, they're not the best ranked guys, especially these guys I just named, but they were ranked. You know, that's something we gotta take into account. So let's get into the matchups. What is so good about the Ian Garry matchups? Does it deserve glaze? First of all, let's start with his only loss. Ian Garry versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Now, I was watching this fight in fucking Vietnam in a little cafe. Shout out to that cafe. This shit was cinema, bro. I was so hyped for this fight, and watching this fight was very... Even though some people called it boring, this fight was super entertaining for me. I started choking on my fucking food, bro. I had some avocado toast, I remember. I was eating, you know, that Vietnamese coffee that they put an egg in it. It's low-key fire. You gotta check it out if you guys haven't checked it out. I was eating that shit. I started choking on my food. Had to go to the bathroom and spit it out. While this fight was happening, I waited. I deadass was choking. I waited for the round to end, and then I went to the bathroom. But yeah, man, this fight was absolute cinema. Coming into this fight, people forget, man. Shavkat was just undefeated, as he is right now. But he was on a 100 finish rate. Like, this guy had fucking finished everyone. This was supposed to be, at the time, the title fight. It was supposed to be Shavkat versus Belal Muhammad. As we know, Belal Muhammad got injured. I don't know who got injured first, who got injured second. Someone got injured. Shavkat ended up fighting Ian Garry on short notice. Shavkat, up to this point, came in. He'd finished Wonder Boy. He finished Jeff Neal with the standing racism choke. He finished all these guys, just absolutely brutalizing everyone in his amateurs, in his pros. It didn't matter. Came in against Ian Garry, short notice. No power in the hands, Ian Garry. Alright, jiu-jitsu, Ian Garry. Alright, wrestling. Like, we saw all these things from Ian Garry. And we're like, bro, Shavkat's just a better, more well-rounded version of Ian Garry. And that proved to be true. Over 5 rounds, Shavkat did outstrike Ian Garry. You know, he did out-wrestle him. But it wasn't by as much as people expected. Ian Garry genuinely took away the 100% perfect finish rate from Shavkat. And that's an achievement, bro. Not getting finished by this guy and actually getting some good positions. He injured Shavkat pretty bad with the oblique kicks, which is fucked up, you know. That's a John Jones move. Fuck John Jones. He got on Shavkat's back in the last round. I was fucking shitting bricks watching that rear naked choke. I was like, oh man, is he gonna deadass finish it? That was on like some DDP Hamza Chimaev shit where on the last round he gets the choke. But nah, man. Ian Garry ended up losing this fight, but this is not a bad loss at all. And I remember the discourse around Ian Garry shift in real time. You know when Hamza fought DDP, to bring this example up again, right after that fight ended, before that fight, everyone was so hyped to see Hamza DDP. We're like, Hamza, this killer, he's gonna go crazy, whatever. After that fight and during the fight, the discourse just shifted. Just night and day, everyone was like, fucking, bro, this guy Hamza's a nut helger, he only grapples, this and that. Well, that same shit happened with Ian Garry, except the positive way. Everyone was like, man, respect to Ian Garry. I remember seeing the Instagram post. It was like, man, respect to Ian Garry, 2 warriors. You know, Ian Garry low-key forced Shavkat to do the little, like, the bow, the warrior's bow at the end of the fight and shit. But yeah, man, he took this on short notice. He was like, he showed that he was willing to fight whoever, whenever, for real. Like, he was willing to fight anybody. The Boogeyman, anybody, bro. He was starching these guys. So yeah, man, this was like a big respect moment, respect earning fight, top 10 football respect moments for Ian Garry. Not a bad loss at all, as his only loss in his record, an elite loss to have, if you can even, you know, talk about that. Now, the next matchup is also elite. Ian Garry versus Belal, bro. Deadass, this dude got a former champion on his resume. Is it one of the weaker former champions we've had? Yes. We've had some weak-ass former champions after Usman. We had Leon Edwards, weak-ass champion, defended to Colby Covington. You know, defended against Usman, good win, I guess. And then defended against Colby Covington, shitty-ass win. And then lost it to Belal. Like, that was even if Belal got 0 title defenses, I still consider Belal a better, more skilled champion than fucking Leon Edwards, bro. Argue with a fucking wall. So yeah, Ian Garry beat Belal at what he's good at, bro. He beat Belal by decision. Who does that to Belal? Who does that to Belal Muhammad except fucking JDM and a couple other guys, right? No, man. Ian Garry this was a great win for Ian Garry. Dominated him. I don't know if this was short notice or not. I believe there was some element to it. He was supposed to fight someone else. But it was a great fight, great showing from Ian Garry. And not a, just a wonderful win overall. Again, former champion. Next matchup, we have Ian Garry versus Prates. Again, another elite win that's aged just excellently. You know, maybe the Belal win hasn't aged so well. We're going to see coming up soon what happens with Belal versus Bonfim. But this win has aged amazingly, bro. Since losing to Ian Garry, Prates has gone on to slime out Jeff Neal by spinning elbow and slime out JDM. First guy to knock JDM out in years. First guy to finish JDM in the UFC. Like, second guy to beat JDM in the UFC as well. Insane work. Prates absolutely like showed levels in that fight. We all love JDM, you know, but we also love CP on this channel, bro. I love watching CP. I watch CP almost every afternoon. I love watching CP highlights. Man, this guy, having this guy on your resume, especially the way he did, winning 4 out of the 5 rounds and surviving a CP finish, bro. Not many guys have been able to be in there with CP and not finish. Am I right? Like, this is a great win to have on your resume. Ian Garry, decision win over Prates, aging super, super well. Man, Shavkat loss. Fucking Belal win. Prates win. And an MVP win. This is probably Ian Garry's most underrated win in the UFC. Because if you guys didn't know, alright, yes, we are low-key MVP haters on this channel. But if you guys didn't know, MVP is undefeated in the UFC outside of Ian Garry. He's had boring-ass fights. But he's fought good guys, bro. He fought Kevin Holland, is low-key good. Shara Bullet was good, even though, you know, he doesn't have good wrestling. But that was a stand-up fight. And MVP beat Shara Bullet in a stand-up fight. That's elite. That's a good win for MVP. And Ian Garry beat his ass, bro. Beat his ass 3 rounds. Couldn't do nothing. MVP good in stand-up. Was getting outstruck. And no one really outstrikes MVP. You know, of course, at the beginning of the round, MVP, you know, was landing on Ian Garry, whatever. But as Ian Garry got his takedowns going, got the threat of the wrestling going, he was able to do really well on the feet, able to do really well on the ground. Just a super underrated win for Ian Garry, honestly. Like, not much we can say about that. Just an elite win. Together with his Belal win, together with his Prates win, with his Shavkat loss. These are all great things to have on your resume, you know. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think of Ian Garry? Like, let's actually discuss this, right? Let's talk about this. Does he actually deserve our respect? Yes, he's a professional fighter. Yes, he could slime me out. Yes, he could slime you out. All right, we could all get slimed out by Ian Garry. But respect in the sport, respect from the fans, is something that is very hardly, like, it's hard to win and it's very easy to lose. And Ian Garry, bro, this guy is very hard to love. But what do you guys think? I think, personally, we got to lighten up a little bit on Ian Garry. I doubt that he's actually a cuck, you know, maybe unpopular thing to say on YouTube here, on one of the most hateful websites on the internet. But hey, man, I think Ian Garry is actually very underrated. We're going to see how he does against Makhachev. That's probably going to be the next fight up. But man, let's see, man. Let me know what you guys think. Does Ian Garry deserve our respect? Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go write my thesis some more. All right, ciao.